2-5, taxiing to runway 19er right for departure. Wind 120 at 5, altimeter 3008. Sir, please fasten your seatbelt for immediate departure. 125, contact Dulles departure 126.1. Dulles departure, this is 125, requesting flight level 280. Dulles departure, this is 125 out of 10 for flight level 280, direct Los Angeles.
I really don't know who else to turn to. A friend of mine, Eddie Safer, told me about the ad in the paper for the Stingray. I don't even know who you are. And maybe I'm making a mistake. I just don't know what else to do. If I'm right, it involves a lot of people in high places. Maybe even the national security. If I'm wrong, I wish I was. You can reach me at KO55381.
I didn't get it all, but they said something about keeping him at a safe house until they could get clearance to sanction.
How do you know these men were working for the company?
Look, I've been working for Aircron for 2.5 years.
As a clerical assistant.
Okay, but I know the system. I think they've been into the computer.
Well, why me? Why not just go to the head of your division?
Because I don't know how far this thing goes. I don't even know what this is.
You understand if I do this for you?
You're gonna ask me to do something for you sometime. A favor.
You'll have to help me help someone else. Now, whatever that is, you're gonna have to do it.
Of course. That's 280? Or I'll get it.
Hollywood Division, this is Captain Riskin.
It's Ray. I need the favor.
She was dead before we even got there. I take it you made the call. It's quicker if I break it down for you. First of all, her name wasn't Kimberly Simons. It was Debbie Silvera. I checked with Aircron. No one there ever heard of her. 21 years old, a third-year psych student from State University at Lindero. Her family lives up in Santa Cruz. From what I can see, this whole thing reads like Norman Rockwell. One brother, one sister, a pet Cocker Spaniel, and a cat.
And she pulls out a gun, tries to blow my brains out, and jumps in front of a bus. Something's missing. It ain't all ice cream and roses.
This isn't the first time this has happened.
What, there's been a run of co-eds carrying pieces?
Suicides on SU campus. I've got 3 men and a psych team going over half a dozen cases.
Half a dozen kids killed themselves?
In the last 3 months. I wish I could tell you it didn't fit the averages. At least this one has a twist hanging on it.
Glad to oblige.
I want you to keep this out of the papers for at least a couple of days. Nothing happened.
No one got shot at. No one caught the front end of a bus.
Wait a minute. How am I supposed to do that? I've got the coroner. I've got the press. I sit on this. I'm going to get busted 8 different ways.
I told you the paper wasn't going to be easy. At least you won't be doing this from inside a prison.
Where can I reach you if I get anything else?
Try the Dean of Admissions office.
There is no way on this planet that you could be my roommate. There is no way. It simply would not happen.
Here, check the computer card. Marshall Hall, room 24E.
Oh, great. So I can read. I've got one, too. Says the same thing.
My side. Your side.
Now, wait 1 minute. There is no way that you are going to stay in this room with me tonight.
You sleeping in your car tonight?
You do know that there's some sort of screw-up here. They're not going to just put some guy in my room.
Look, I also know it is 10 o'clock at night. The admissions office won't be open till 8. I have got a housing card. This is where I am going to throw my socks.
Oh, that's very cute. And what about my roommate, Debbie? Where is she supposed to sleep?
Well, to 2 beds, 2 women, 1 man. I guess we're going to have to toss.
For what? 2 in the bed or 1 on the floor?
Look, they told me Debbie took a leave of absence. There's some kind of housing shortage. I didn't complain. You know, maybe I should have.
Whoa, where do you think you're going to put that?
Next to the running water, if that's all right with you. Look, I don't know what all this smoke's about. This is supposed to be a co-ed dorm.
The buildings, dear, not the rooms.
This stuff yours?
No, it's Debbie's. You know, she didn't say anything to me about taking a leave of absence. Is she okay?
I mean, besides earaches, I wouldn't know.
Look, we're just going to have to talk to somebody about this in the morning because we cannot just live together for the rest of the semester.
Well, I think it's vastly preferable than jumping into marriage. I mean, you can cook and I'll clean, or I'll take out the garbage. We'll see how it works out.
That is not what I meant.
Be careful. Don't let me make you smile. Before you know it, you're going to end up liking me. It's going to ruin all this terrific fighting.
I'm sorry, but you got to admit, this is a little weird.
Mark.
What?
Mark Blasek, 2 C's.
Laney Harmon. Nice to meet you. This is insane. Don't you find this little situation the least bit uncomfortable?
Oh, I see it as a good idea in the pursuit of a well-rounded education.
How old are you?
I'm not too old to learn new tricks.
Sociopath. No guilt, no conscience, no sense of remorse, no regulations. Sounds a lot like you guys, doesn't it? Research into sociopathy has opened more questions, really, than answers. We do know that traditional techniques of psychotherapy have proven ineffective. It's as if a critical part of consciousness was missing. But listen, just that one part, cleanly and precisely omitted. The sociopath may not necessarily be psychotic or even neurotic. They may be friendly, charming, funny even, and if crossed, potentially very dangerous because they just don't care. A very good theory suggests that a small center of the brain connected directly to the optic nerve endings is responsible for that function of the brain we call conscience, superego, whatever, the thing that governs the rest of this big mess. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Everybody, 2 weeks until midterm. And those of you who are behind on your lab hours, let's get with it. There's a lot of graduate students out there. I'd like to feed you some cheese, run you through some mazes, okay?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, fine. And you?
Great. So, what happened to you this morning? I woke up at 8 and you looked like you'd been out for a couple hours. You don't jog or do anything real healthy in the morning, do you? Sorry.
Oh, perfectly all right. I was just not getting the lay of the land.
So, are you majoring in psych?
For psychology or filmmaking, it's a toss-up at the moment. What's the big deal with all the lab hours?
Oh, you gotta volunteer at least 10 hours a semester to get through the course.
Sounds charming.
Way to catch Brainard's bunch. Debbie hangs out with that crowd.
Debbie. Oh, Debbie.
Right, my deposed roommate, Debbie. We call them psych lab groupies. They all cluck around Brainard like little chicks waiting for him to hand out A's. It works, too.
What do you have to do to get into the lab sessions?
It's a little late.
Oh, but I'm sure you can pull a few strings for me.
Only if you can pull lunch.
Oh, a favor for a favor. I kind of like that.
125, contact ground control on 121.7.
A little late in the semester to be starting a course, isn't it?
I'm a quick study.
I was looking over your transcript. I see you're here under the GI Bill.
Yeah, well, after spending 5 years in NAM, I figured coming home and being my own boss was a pretty good idea. Unfortunately, my best friend took off with my girl and stole my business. I should have gotten the dog instead.
Would you hold this in your left hand for me?
Yeah, sure.
Normally, you'd be required to volunteer for 10 hours of lab duty. I'm going to cut that in half for you. Now, this is a simple eye-brain stress test. All you do is watch the show, and we'll watch you. Take those glasses off for me, would you? These drops are going to dilate your pupils. All right, tilt your head back. Okay. Okay. Now, I'll just be next door taking readings.
Oh, that's brave of you.
Doesn't fit the profile. Did you give him the drops?
Just the first treatment.
No one ever said that 10 years in a university and a medical degree made anyone smart. He doesn't fit the profile. He doesn't fit any profile. You're looking at the one man who may be capable of unraveling everything you put together. He was supposed to have died this morning.
You know him?
Yes, I know him. I've known him for over 10 years. I created him.
You want to tell me just what the hell is going on here?
I'll be happy to, Doctor. First, what's going on is that I own you. Let's be very clear about that. I pay you a lot of money. And you supply me with a happy army of psychopaths. You're in very deep, you know. When the medical community gets wind of your experiments, you'll be lucky if they let you practice piano in the prison lounge. And if you have any idea about taking me down with you, that would be difficult. Because you have no idea who or what you're up against. So what the hell is going on is, the next time you come to my office, remember who asks the questions. Now tell me, how many of these people do you have fully treated and ready?
4. Maybe 5. Dunson's still questionable.
Another suicide.
Now, look. Those suicides were unavoidable until I got a firm profile. If you'd told me from the start that you'd be shipping them off as assassins, I would have told you that they'd break under pressure.
If I had told you from the start, I wouldn't have been able to give your ego time to convince yourself that all of this was done in the name of psychological research. I threw out the worms, Doctor. You grabbed the hook and swallowed it.
All right. There shouldn't be any more suicides.
There was. Silvera.
She wasn't ready.
I decide when someone's ready. I sent her after my friend from this morning. It's been kept out of the papers. She attempted the kill, and she stepped out in front of a bus.
She needed more treatments.
And I suppose you're right. She seemed completely cold. I'm going to call Jensen.
I thought he was out of the country.
Was. He was getting hot. I'd like to have him close enough to use him when I need.
Now, wait a minute. I think it's a very bad idea to bring him back on campus.
Jensen has a track record. I trust him.
It's your funeral.
The second semester Debbie and I roomed together. You know, it's really weird. About halfway into the first semester, everything just seemed to change.
How do you mean?
It's hard to explain. I mean, she just became real distant, sort of cold. You can even see it in her artwork. Even the colors going out of it. If she wasn't reading her chemistry textbooks, she was studying her lab notes. She didn't even like science. You know, I guess I'm not surprised that she took off without telling me. We've hardly even talked to each other in the last 2 months. I mean, she spends most of her time hanging around with her creepy friends from Psych Lab. Paul Dunson, Frank Lupo, Paula Kesh.
Alan Steiner, Sanford Josephs.
You got it. The Kamikaze Squad.
What do you know about him?
Besides, they all killed themselves? I'll tell you what. If I had friends like that, I would probably do the same thing. What's going on here? Are you some sort of cop?
Do I look like a cop?
Hey, if you look like one, you'd be a lousy cop. You just ask a lot of questions.
Well, I figure if I'm going to sleep in Debbie's bed, I ought to know something about her.
I am not making any point here. It's just that we have become the talk of Soap Central. They're hooked on soap operas. You can't even get into the student lounge between 12 and 2 anymore. And the new talk during the commercials is us.
What do they say?
I'm not telling you. You know what the problem is?
What?
See, I have this tendency to run off at the mouth, and I'm much safer when I'm talking about other people's problems than when I'm talking about myself, because when I do talk about myself, I have this way of putting my tongue in my ear, and I can't do it. See, it doesn't matter, because if you miss it for 2 weeks, everybody's still got the same problems. I mean, everybody's having everyone else's babies. Somebody has always got amnesia. Are you all right?
No, I just got a shooting pain in my ears.
Like Debbie.
It's gone. Oh, that's weird.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, but we gotta get out of here. Make yourself comfortable.
You live here?
A friend of mine does.
And he just gives you the keys? You must have one terrific friend.
Well, it's sort of a favor. And, yeah. She's terrific.
Oh. Well, I guess that rules out the cop theory. I mean, cops have friends who go bowling. Who are you?
About a week ago, your ex-roommate met me in a bar in North Hollywood. She pulled out a gun. When she couldn't accomplish what she was sent to do, she ran in front of a bus. She's dead. Here, drink that.
I don't want to drink. What is going on here? I don't understand. I mean, you come into my room with some hokey story about being some overgrown undergraduate student, and the next thing I know, people are trying to kill you. Please tell me what is going on.
All these kids, including your ex-roommate, were taking courses with Professor Brainard, including the lab sessions.
So what is that supposed to mean? That they count patterns and watch dots move? That is not very threatening.
Eye drops. Brainard supposedly uses eye drops to dilate the pupils. But I have a hunch he's doing a lot more than just dilating pupils. I think he's found a way to directly control the brain. He's turning these kids into textbook psychopaths and creating killers. But there's a side effect.
Earaches, right? What is the point? even if he could do what you're saying, what's a psych professor going to do with an army full of killers? Kill his way to tenure?
Sales. There's a big market out there for hired killers. We're talking about kids, no history, no record, full of promises. You could get them in and out of any organization. No questions asked.
Well, I don't believe it. It is just too far over the edge.
Well, what exactly is it? Tough courses? Bad home life? Broken hearts? Well, there's nothing new about growing pains, kiddo. But 7 suicides in 3 months? I agree. It's over the edge. Look, I don't want you going back to your room. I want you to stay here till this blows over. There's another bedroom by the den.
Where are you going to sleep?
I'm not. Go to bed.
Okay.
Richard Jensen, 23 years old. Got that filled in San Dimas, where he grew up. His parents had no idea where he was for the last 16 months. They said he lost touch and dropped out of sight.
Would help to know where out of sight was.
When do you give me what you've got?
When I know what I have. When I do, it's all yours.
I know that. You're not much for taking bows.
How much notice do you need to put a unit together?
What kind of unit?
I don't know, a lot of bodies, a troop.
Oh, you have something in mind?
Yeah, saving my hide. I'll call you. Yeah, there's something about that door. It was locked. What are you gonna do? Call security?
What do you want?
Eye drops, doctor.
Just who are you?
Mark Blazek, 2 C's, psych major.
This is just a social call, Doctor. You see, I have a pretty good idea what it is that you are doing and who it is that you are working with. I just thought I'd come by and give you a field report in case you were keeping score.
Service Center. This is 142. What is your request?
Yeah, this is Hendricks. I got a trunk line lead problem. I need to trace a pair. It's 555-4321.
That phone repair is registered to the American Historical Archives at 1353 Redmond Street.
Philip Meeker.
Something I can help you with?
Yeah, I'm Gene Perry, Data Systems Programming. Got a call from the main office that your terminal mainframe's overloading. Overloading the RAM chip, calling in extra lines from Pactel. Phone company's starting to scream. I'm gonna have to take a look at your terminal.
Maybe you'd prefer a tour of the building. Tried to say, but we meet again. I've been watching you. You're very good.
I had good teachers. So, whose side are we on this time? Theirs, ours?
Well, that's the difference between us. You still haven't learned that it's all the same. I'm on the side that matters, my side.
That's just one of the differences between us. I'm still a member of the species.
I'll leave that hand free. That's one thing you always had difficulty with, morality. You never seem to understand. Morality has no place in politics.
My mistake.
Your mistake was judging me.
My mistake was believing that the system was self-cleansing. I actually thought they'd deal with you.
Well, that was your second mistake. Your employers didn't have your high standards.
That's why I freelance. I have no one to account to but myself. Simplifies communications.
Drink up. Besides being very expensive, it will steady your nerves.
Well, I haven't started shaking yet. Besides, I never drink from strange glasses.
Once you took me down. Twice would be too much. This is over. You treat the glass with a little DMSO and some chloral hydrate. Goes right through the skin. Too bad you missed out on some very good cognac. Get the chopper up. When you get him out high enough and out far enough, drop him.
Police! Stay where you are. Look around, see what you find.
Send them back, Captain.
Who the hell are you?
Someone you'd be advised not to cross. Now, what's this all about?
I don't know yet. They're just writing the warrant now.
This is a CIA operation. You have no jurisdiction here.
I have no information on any government activities in this location.
Well, that's the basic idea. The next time I'll send you a newsletter.
Take it easy. I need a favor.
Now, in another minute, calls are going to go out to your commissioner, your mayor, and the federal people. You want to take a chance to stay here all afternoon? You'll get busted so hard you won't even have a desk by the time you get back.
Roback. Blanchard. Get everyone together. We're getting out. I'm going to check this out.
Do that. Steve, take care of him.
Hey, what the hell was that about? Who are you?
What the hell that was about? He said he's got a friend of mine. He won't even hesitate if he has to pull the trigger. As far as who I am, you know that's out of bounds.
It was out of bounds before I went tripping over a government operation. Was that for real?
I doubt it. It's possible. When I first met him, he was tied into overseas intelligence. I busted him. He was trying to make a little extra pocket money from the wrong set of bosses. Come on, pick up. He shows up 8 years later in Da Nang. I don't know who keeps him in business. I gotta go back in. I'll meet you at the University of Humanities building. Professor Brainard, 106. What?
Talk to me. We're gonna have this guy in handcuffs. What did he do? He's not a presidential aide, is he?
Professor Brainard?
What do you want?
Do you want to come outside with us, please?
Go on and get him!
Where's Brainard? He's back in the office. Bracca's down.
Is there another door out of that office?
I wouldn't want to take a chance that there wasn't.
I'll go around. I think we're gonna need more personnel.
How many are there?
3.
She's your friend. Haven't you had enough? What are you? Where does it end? Think. Use that part of yourself that's still alive and think. What are you when this is over? Brainard did this to you. To you and a dozen of your college mates. Half of them couldn't take the pain, and it ripped them wide open. Come on, try. Try. Go inside of yourself and try to feel. Isn't there anything inside of you that matters? How many people are you gonna kill? How much blood are you gonna spill? When was the last time you spoke to anybody, huh? To your parents? To your friends? It's just one long nightmare, isn't it? There's nothing left. You're just a machine. There's no pain. There's no pleasure. There's nothing. It's just one long, endless tunnel. And there's no light coming your way. No!
Brainard!
Am I paid up on this favor yet?
In full. Where's Brainard?
He's over there in the car.
You okay? Thanks, Nelson. Where is he? I got a message from Brainard. He said to go on without him. He ran into a little trouble.
And you?
It's your move.
I have the gun.
It's not your style. You'd have to wash your hands, get yourself another manicure.
I do what I have to. And I will kill her.
Before the hammer hits, I'll kill you.
Fire it up.
That's optimistic.
Now you just have to know who you're playing against. You're still playing the hero. There's weakness with you. Plastique, micro detonator. Don't let the size fool you. Probably 30 seconds left.
You want to come?
No, you guys go ahead. I'll catch up later, okay?
Crib notes?
Hi.
Hi. I didn't want to go without seeing how you were, so how are you?
Great. I'm okay. You want to go grab a cup of coffee?
I can't. I gotta go.
Where?
I don't know.
Will I ever see you again?
I don't know that either.
That's great. I'm just a kid, and I've got more answers than that.
That's because you are a kid. You pick up a few question marks as you go along.
Your name isn't Philip Meeker, is it?
Probably not.
You're a weird guy. This is what you do for a living? You're like a shark. You keep moving forward, you never stop. You're in it for the moment, and then you're out again. I gotta tell you, it's a little hard to follow.
I didn't plan it that way.
What are you afraid of?
You know, that's still one of the question marks, and you're acting far too wise for someone who was late for class.
You know, you say that you're not a cop, but you see all the same things that they do. All the ugliness, stuff that we never have to even look at. But you never stand still long enough to see the really nice things.
I gotta go, Elaine.
I have something for you. Ta-da. It's one of Debbie's paintings. So look at the other side of things.